All right, so sorry about that interruption. We're going to go ahead and do the last example, and you can see it's a little bit different because the function is written in terms of y. So we're looking at the area bounded by the y-axis for values between 0 and 1 for y. So you can see in this picture, the rectangle will be going lengthwise. The setup is still generally the same, though. So the area is going to be the limit as n approaches infinity of the sum from I equals 1 to n. It won't be delta x, it'll be delta y, times f of y sub I, not x sub I. I still start off the same way and say I want to figure out delta y. The interval we're looking at is 1 to 0, so 1 minus 0 over n. So delta y is 1 over m. And f of f of y sub I. In the equation, it's just y squared. And our interval starts at 0. So remember, it's just going to be something squared. What is the something? It's 0 plus delta y times I. Sub in what you know and get rid of the 0. So delta y is 1 over n. So I'm going to make this I over n, the quantity squared. And that is I squared over n squared. So we have the limit as n approaches infinity of the sum from I equals 1 to n. Delta y is 1 over n. F of y sub I is I squared over n squared. I'm going to drop the summation notation, but keep the limit notation. And this is going to be, so we have 1 over n to the third. That's a constant. I squared, we just did I squared. You think I'd remember. I squared was n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 all over 6. N times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1, plus 1, all over 6. Okay? We can simplify this a bit. This n cancels with one of those, so you have 2. So now we have the limits as n approaches infinity of n plus 1 times 2n plus 1 over 6n squared. Do you have to cancel that? No, you could still get the same rules. Like this would have been 2n to the third divided by 6n to the third. That's still a tie. Divides out to 2 over 6. But it's kind of just, I don't know. I think it's easier to look at the simplified version. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, the limit of that is 2n squared over 6n squared. So it's 2 over 6, which is 1/3. And remember, this is saying the area from 0 to 1. Now, this would be in terms of y. So of y squared, it would be dy. That's equal to 1/3. All right, so I know we haven't talked about definite integrals yet, but this is how they're working. These are definite integrals. We're getting numerical answers instead of general equations with like a plus c on the end. All right, that was it for the last example. Email me or stop into office hours if you have questions on tonight's homework.